I'll be introducing our case study on e-commerce consumer behavior. With the growth of online shopping, people's buying habits have changed dramatically. Consumers now purchase everything from daily essentials like food and groceries to non-essentials such as electric, luxury goods, and travel services, all through digital platforms. We will look at how factors like age, gender, income, and occupation influence purchase categories, spending amounts, and payment preferences. We will also highlight the role of different buying channels, whether online, in-store, or both, and how convenience, trust, and product type affect those choices. Finally, we will touch on the impact of social media, where platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook shape consumer opinions and drive sales. This insight helps businesses refine strategies, understand customer needs, and stay competitive in the digital marketplace. While e-commerce offers convenience and variety, predicting consumer purchasing is still complicated. Demographic factors such as age, gender, income, and marital status interact with digital influences like social media and payment preferences. This makes consumer behavior harder to anticipate. If businesses fail to conduct systematic analysis of these factors, they risk misunderstanding customer needs. The result can be weak marketing strategies, missed opportunities, and lower profitability. That's why analyzing consumer behavior in e-commerce is critical. It helps companies align with customer expectation and remain competitive. In this study, we have two sets of objectives. The first set is descriptive objective. This aims to describe the demographic profile of the respondent and to study their purchasing behavior. The second set is inferential objective. This focuses on determining whether there is a significant difference in the mean purchase amount between male and female consumers and examining the relationship between the time spent on product research and the purchase amount among consumers. Together, this objective helps us understand both the general pattern and the deeper connection in consumer behavior within e-commerce. This study provides valuable insight into consumer behavior in the e-commerce industry. Through statistical analysis, businesses can better understand their customers and improve their strategy. For marketers, the findings highlight consumer preferences and buying habits based on demographics such as age, income, social media influence, and purchasing frequency. This insight allows marketers to design more effective promotion, measure the success of digital campaign, and strengthen customer engagement and loyalty. For retailers, the study reveals which channel consumers prefer to shop from, how they pay, the types of products they buy, and their spending habits. These informations help retailers improve both online and in-store experiences, provide flexible payment options, optimize stock levels, and create stronger product and sales strategy. For researchers, the study offers a foundation for exploring relationship among demographic factors and purchasing behavior. It also helps identify new e-commerce trends and apply statistical techniques to real consumer data. This finding can support future studies in consumer behavior, marketing analytics, and e-commerce development. Overall, the significance of this study lies in its ability to guide businesses and researchers in understanding consumer behavior more deeply, leading to better decisions and improved outcomes in the digital marketplace. In conducting this study, we relied on two main digital tools. First, we used Microsoft Excel for data cleaning, visualizing the data, and performing the descriptive statistic and the initial stage. Second, we use SPSS software, which allowed us to carry out advanced statistical analysis, hypothesis testing, and modeling. Together, these tools help us manage the data efficiently and perform both basic and advanced analysis to achieve the study's objective.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Farhana binti Muhammad Faizal. My student ID is 0267727769. Now I'm going to explain on the methodology For the first one is the description of data. So this study is based on an online test entitled E-commerce Consumer Behaviour Analysis data. We have two types of data, which are behavioral data and demographic data. So as for demographic data, we have data such as age, gender, income level, and marital status. Meanwhile, for behavioral data, we have data such as category of products purchased, amount purchased, channel of purchase, time on product research, influence of social media, and payment methods for products. So as for the number of samples, these data sets consist of over 134 consumer records. We have this example of sample which includes age, 21 years old, gender female, income level high, marital status divorce, purchase category health supplements, purchase amount $254, and frequency of purchase is 11, purchase channel is online, product rating is 1, time spent on product research is 2 hours, social media influence is low, payment method is credit card. So this is just one of the example of sample. So this data set gives a detailed description of both the consumers and their purchasing patterns, and it is appropriate for descriptive and inferential analysis of statistics. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sayu binti Adenan. My matching number 2026556471. I will continue to present our method of analysis. Our analysis is divided into two types of statistics: descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. First, descriptive statistics are used to summarize and present the data. For the first objective, which is to describe the demographic profile of consumers, we analyze variable is age, gender, and marital status. We use a clustered column chart to clearly show the distribution of respondents. For the second objective, which is to study consumer purchasing behavior, we analyze the variable is product rating, purchase category, purchase channel, and social media influence. We use different charts based on the type of data: box plot, cluster bar chart, pie chart, and also bar chart. Next, inferential statistics are used to test hypotheses and make a conclusion from the data. For the third objective, we wanted to determine whether there is a significant difference in the mean purchase amount between male and female consumers. The variable is purchase amount and gender. Therefore, we use an independent sample t-test. Finally, for the fourth objective, we examine the relationship between time spent on product research and purchase amount among consumers. So the variable is time spent on product research hours and the purchase amount. We use Pearson correlation analysis to determine whether there is a significant relationship between these two variables.
My name is Nurfilza binti Airuzi. My ID number is 2026502475.
I will present the demographic profile of the consumers based on their age, gender, and marital status. The total number of consumers included in this study is 134. Referring to Table 2, 80 consumers representing 59.7% are between 20 and 30 years old. Meanwhile, 54 consumers or 40.3% are between 36 and 50 years old. Based on these findings, the majority of the consumers are in the 20 to 30 years old age group. Moving on to Table 3, it shows the gender distribution of the consumers. There are 72 male consumers, accounting for 53.7%, while 62 consumers, or 46.3%, are female. This indicates that male consumers slightly outnumber female consumers. Next, in this Table 4 presents the marital status of the consumers. The largest group consists of 55 divorced consumers, representing 41% of the total. This followed by 48 married consumers, or 35.8%, and 30 single consumers, representing 23.1%. Therefore, the majority of the consumers in this study are divorced. This section shows the demographic profile using a cluster column chart. Most consumers are aged 20 to 30 years old, 59.7%, followed by 36 to 50, 40.3%. Gender is quite balanced, with slightly more males, 53.7%, than female, 46.3%. For marital status, divorced consumers are the highest at 41%, followed by married and single. In terms of income, 53% are middle income and 47% are high income, showing balanced purchasing power. Overall, most consumers are young adults with stable income, which is important for targeting the right
Hi,
market.
my name is Nur Shakila binti Sulaiman. My ID number is 20256669 and 654. I will explain on the studies of purchasing behavior among consumers. The first table shows the frequency of product rating, and box plot graph is from the SPSS output. This analysis examines consumers' purchasing behavior based on product ratings. The results show that rating 4 was the most common at 23.9%, followed by rating 1 at 20.9% and rating 5 at 19.4%. The box plot shows that the median rating is 3, with ratings ranging from 1 to 5. This indicates that consumers have mixed levels of satisfaction, from dissatisfied to highly satisfied. The frequency table is suitable because it shows the number and percentage for each rating, while the box plot summarizes the overall distribution. Overall, the findings show that consumers have different experiences and expectations towards the products, which influence their purchasing behavior and product evaluations. Next, I will explain on purchasing behavior based on purchase category. The first frequency table is an output from SPSS, while the second table and clustered bar chart is generated from Excel. This analysis examines consumers' purchases categories based on age group. The results show that food and beverage were the most purchased category at 14.9%, followed by electronics and mobile accessories at 14.2% each. Meanwhile, healthcare and health supplement were the least purchased at 10.4% each. The clustered bar chart is appropriate because it compares purchase categories between consumers aged 20 to 35 and 36 to 50. Overall, consumers aged 20 to 35 recorded more purchases in most categories, especially food and beverage and mobile accessories, with 13 consumers each. However, consumers aged 36 to 50 purchased more electronics, with 11 consumers compared to 8. Therefore, the findings show that consumers' purchase preference differ according to age, and younger consumers were generally more active buyers in this study. I will explain on purchasing behavior based on purchase channel. The frequency table and pie chart is generated from SPSS output. This analysis examines consumers' purchase channel. The results show that mixed channels were the most preferred, with 38.8%, followed by online shopping 36.6%, while in-store shopping was the lowest at 24.6%. A pie chart is appropriate because it clearly shows the proportion of consumers using each purchase channel. Overall, consumers prefer flexible shopping methods that combine both online and physical stores. This may be due to the convenience of online shopping while still allowing consumers to experience products in store. Therefore, the findings support the objective by showing that modern consumers are not limited to one purchase channel. Next, I will explain on purchasing behavior based on social media influence. The frequency table is generated from SPSS output, while the second table and clustered column chart is generated from Excel. This analysis examines social media influence on consumers by age group, which is age group 20 to 35 years old and 36 to 50 years old. The results show that high influence recorded the highest percentage at 42.5%, followed by medium influence at 29.9% and low influence at 27.6%. The clustered column chart is suitable because it compares the level of social media influence between consumers aged 20 to 35 and 36 to 50. Consumers aged 20 to 35 recorded higher numbers at all influence levels, especially high influence, with 37 consumers compared to 20 in the older group. Overall, the findings indicate that social media has a stronger influence on younger consumers. This may be because younger consumers are more active on digital platforms and are more exposed to online advertisement and product reviews. Therefore, social media is an important factor influencing consumers' purchasing behavior, particularly among younger consumers.
Table 11, which is the SPSS output generated using the independent sample t-test. This test was conducted to determine whether there is a significant difference in the mean purchase amount between male and female consumers. From the group statistic table, the mean purchase amount for female consumer is 292.49, while the mean purchase amount for male consumer is 277.27. Based on the independent sample test, the p-value is 0.511, which is greater than 0.05. Therefore, there is no significant difference in the mean purchase amount between male and female consumers. This means that gender does not significantly influence consumers' purchase amount. Other factors such as income, product category, or lifestyle may have a greater influence on spending behavior. The fact there is no significant difference in the mean purchase amount between male and female consumers.
Last objective is to examine the relationship between time spent on product research and purchase amount. This analysis examines the relationship between time spent on product research in hours and purchase amount using Pearson correlation analysis. The correlation coefficient is negative 0.074, which shows a very weak negative relationship. The significance value or p-value is 0.393, which is greater than 0.05. Therefore, the relationship is not statistically significant. This means that spending more time research a product does not necessarily increase or decrease the purchase amount. Other factors such as income, product category, and personal preference may have a stronger influence on consumer spending. Thank you.
Hi. So, for the conclusion, the study performed in this work was based on consumer behavior in e-commerce sector on the demographic and the behavioral data. The descriptive result showed distinct difference in the younger 20 to 35 years old and the older consumers 36 to 50 years old, which younger consumers were more likely to prefer technology-related and lifestyle products, whereas the older customer were more likely to prefer home and health products. Income was one of the factors considered to be important in determining expenditure, and consumers with high income spending more on high quality goods. The result overall confirmed the link between the demographic characteristic and consumer purchasing behavior, and between income and the consumer purchasing behavior. Digital engagement also has a strong influence, with the social media influence being shown to positively affect spending, especially among younger consumers. In addition, preferences for payment were very tied in with income and purchase channel, evidencing that consumer payment choices are not random but are determined by socio-economic factors. And the findings of the study align with the goal and objective, as the demographic and behavioral characteristics were effectively shown to affect purchasing behavior, which helps businesses improve their marketing, their strategy, the product offering and engagement in today's tough e-commerce competitive landscape. And for the recommendation, age-specific marketing strategies, the younger generation, 20 to 25 years old, is more likely to be influenced by social media and is more likely to buy products in categories such as food and beverage, healthcare and mobile accessories. And the companies should create digital-first marketing initiatives that reach this kind of audience, such as Instagram and TikTok, and promote convenience and lifestyle items. And for the channel flexibility and integration, retailers should adopt an omni-channel, as the mixed channel like online and in-store because that is most preferred. This not only involves in the integration of online platform and physical stores, but also ensuring that the customers has access to a seamless experience such as click and collect, hassle-free returns, and the same promotions in both channels. And the next one and the last one, income-based product segmentation. The consumer population is divided into two groups, middle and high income. So, product offerings have to be divided as well. Quality products should be marketed to high income and premium, and exclusive products should be marketed to middle income earners. This will provide consistency between buyers, between buying power and product positioning. That's all.